Hello and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. I'm Luce, and the story may be all cut up, but we still have the Hildibrand questline to do. Given how usually pretty funny that is, I see. Yeah, the sleeping gentleman. The pungent olive oil can scarcely conceal his excitement. Wait, I know you. We met in Kugane. You're the stone cold killer asked to look over after the love of my life. What's I look for? Surely you haven't forgotten me. You and me, we had a moment, a connection. Not like the one I got with her, of course, but I knew I left an impression. Alright. Uh, there was some strange little fellow that was stalking one of the characters for a bit. They finally became that creep who smells like cheese and followed Nazca to gun after stalking her for over 5 years. Frankly, considering how many blows to the head I've taken, I'm lucky I haven't forgotten my own name. Yeah. Hey, there's nothing creepy about my love. It's pure as pristine waters of the forest stream. Sniff, sniff. Fair point about the cheese stink, though. But about me, this is about Miss Nashu. Ever since she got stuck in that weird portal, all back east, I've been scouring the world for a sign of her. I was this close to giving up a huzzah I found here in Razat. Normally, I'd be happy to get back to playing the silent invisible guardian. But she seems to be pretty distressed about the plight of her inspector friend. He's here too, but laid up and showing no signs of waking. My Nashu has been fashioning all sorts of medicines hoping to rouse him, but no avail. I mean, couldn't care less that if he's kicked the bucket by seeing her like this. She's liable to work herself to death. What say you? Will you deliver her from the plight? You'll find her over the High Crucible. Now with that, we get back to cheering on from the shadows. You two, now go quickly. Actually, what happens if I pick the other one? I kind of want to see the other dialogue, so let's do that. Frankly, considering how many blows the head I've taken, I'm like I haven't forgotten my own name. Head trauma notwithstanding, I'm still offended. At the very least, surely my love for my Sutri Moose, my innocent and pure, not at all creepy adoration for the totality of her existence. This one almost comes off as worse. Uh, is the kind of thing that should stick in your memory. You know what? No. I still wanted to go call him the creepy bastard because he's kind of earned it after all this time. Sorry, I just had to. Alright, for those who don't really play this game, the Hildibrand questline is... Oh, stream snipes you. Oh, hello, Ellie. Welcome to the stream. I play enough PvP, although I don't really stream it too much. I think I did it a few times before with Crystalline Conflict, but... I don't know, I guess I just wasn't really feeling it. You're an Excalibur? Yeah. I managed to get in because I joined the game, back in A Realm Reborn. I believe it was the, Leviathan patch, I think. So, something like the 2.2 patch or something like that. So, yeah. I've been in the game a while, though I've been in and out here there over the years. Joined during Shadowbringers. A good time to be joining. Hopefully you had fun. That should do it. Now I'll take this medicine and... Hold on, let me see if I can remove the chat blocker during the cutscene here. You're back as the free login, I assume. Yep. I've been out for about half a year now, so... And now the free login, well, seemed like a rather obvious time to rejoin, you know? Since, it's some free time anyways. Give me time to get back in the swing of things. Oh, Koda, feels like it's been forever, though it's definitely been less than a year, I'm sure. What brings you to Razat? Enjoying a spot adventuring, perhaps? Oh, nothing much, just, you know, preventing the end of the world. Guiding ahead. Oh, yep, I'm looking forward to that one. That's for sure. Monster Hunter's the one I've been saving for, so fingers crossed. The summons go well, I mean. Oh, then you've heard, it's true. Inspector Hildibrand's gone to hibernation again, and you're giving me that look. The one that screams, what about that weird portal business? Alright, since you silently asked, good luck then, Ellie. Remember how Greg got doused with dew prism and was forced to whisk us far away? How strange. How strange. How that strange rift opened up, which the inspector got sucked up into, and then I followed in after? Yeah, you kind of dove in head first. After that, we all ended up in a bizarre place. Couldn't tell up from down, left from right. We were wandered, lost and confused. Fortunately, Greg came to his senses and explained we're in the interspectorial rift, and then used the same trick to bring us back home. Strangely, there was no Hildibrand quest during Shadowbringers, which is rather weird. Still, the quest is usually pretty funny and a bit more lighthearted, so it's a nice change of pace from some of the heavier stuff the story can have. Greg himself stayed behind, though. Something about a score he had to settle. Not sure what that was about, but hey, you know Greg. Anyways, we're back now. But the rub is that Inspector Hildibrand hasn't opened his eyes since. I know he needs his beauty sleep. It's been an awfully long time. We've got cases to solve. I've been trying my hand at the apothecary stuff, seeing if I can't make something that'll get him up and moving, but nothing seems to work. Oh, I think we're making progress. Me and Mr. Chupacabra from the Shosaka concern, that is. Remember Mr. Chupacabra, right? Stuck in the rift along with us, former evil mastermind. Not so bad once you get to know him. I guess it's good to know he's okay, too, I guess. Brock. Pleased to meet you once more, and under less compromising circumstances, if I correct our mutual friend, chairman of the Sahadra concern. You know, you were the main bad guy last arc. It's a bit hard. Your distrustful and somewhat a bloodthirsty glare is not unwarranted, but in my defense, who among us has not contemplated enslaving the rich and powerful to bend the world to their whim? I pray you forgive my poor joke, but please allow me to reassure you that wandering the interdimensional rift for the sisters only know how long. I'm a changed man. Sus, indeed. Naturally, I understand that words alone will not suffice to absolve me of my sins. Thus, since my return, I've operated a humble apothecary that caters the needs of one and all. Furthermore, I made arrangements for Miss Nashu's workshop. Rest assured that I'll spare no effort in seeing Inspector Hildibrand awaken and return to full health. And with that, if you'll excuse me, I must see to other business. I roll sense motive. Isn't he the nicest ex-villain you've ever met? That's right, I just finished my latest medicine. I've got high hopes with this new recipe. I suppose I ought to get a look at the Manderville man himself. I'm not really that great at healing, but most of my healers are leveled. I'm sure one of them could do something. By all means, the inspector's resting up in a room in the comma. Awake or asleep, I'm sure he'd appreciate your company. Let's go. Are you actually stream sniping me, Ellie? Oh darn, there's no surprise command. Let's see here. What are my emotes here? I have to have a bunch of emotes. Oh, you also Reaper main then? My gear's apologies, my gear is a little behind. I'm farming up tomestones to try and get them going. There's actually a tomestone here, so let me just go ahead and teleport here. If you don't mind, might as well. No. Now let's see here. Where do I need to go here? Sure, why not? Now, let's see here. In the comma it said... Ah, here we are. The map helps out a lot, I think. Nice plate. Oh, thanks. I've been messing around a bit. I guess now might not be a bad time. I haven't messed around with portraits so much, but I found this one pretty funny since it has me falling. I guess I can also show some glamour plates. My red mage used to be my main for a bit, although I change every expansion. Don't know how long that's going to be staying around. My Reaper set is basically just the bright colors you see here, because I don't like the edgelord setups. This used to be my old Bard glamour, I don't use it anymore. This was my Samurai glamour, but I don't really play Samurai anymore, unfortunately. I believe this is my Dancer gear. Tank glamour, but I mostly use this tank glamour now these days. In fact, I believe it's even now still my, Gunbreaker. That's right. Yeah, I don't have any of the relics yet. That's part of the reason I wanted to do the quest tonight, so I have an excuse to finally unlock it. Might be good to do this as Gunbreaker, just so I don't freak him out. Isn't this room nice? Mr. Chupacabra's taking care of everything, even paid the rent in full. Oh, but I'm distracting you, aren't I? You need to concentrate when examining the inspector, right? Study him. You can move the camera as well as zoom him out. Ah, so we're using the telescope feature. Game's modded to include a fluffy tail. I haven't messed around with mods too much, but then again, I did move computers about a year ago or so. The rugged features belie what is at closer glance the sensitive mind of a cultured gentleman. While he breathes, he appears to be locked in deep slumber. The exquisite buckles. Exploding. Sounds like one of the Pyrotons from Team Fortress 2. These shoes almost... exquisite buckles of stylish footwear are unique to House Manderville. These shoes would almost certainly fetch a small fortune in the markets. Inside the bed, Hildibrand's loyal assistant Nashu dozes peacefully. Her ability to stay calm in the most trying of times has been sorely tested as of late. Harga, the master of the house, searches the shelves with remarkable dexterity for one of such large body and limb. Rippling muscles bespeak an impressive strength, while smooth skin suggests that only the rarest of occasions does the man resort to violence. Troublingly, his limbs are also stiff and cool, the touch as if the blood runs cold in his veins. Oh my. The inspector's conditions disturbingly reminiscent of the scions who were summoned to the first for a time. Oh, now that's interesting. Oh, finished already? Any theories as to what's wrong with the professor? Well, he is a soulless husk right now, which is certainly less than ideal. I see. I mean, I don't, but I guess what you're saying is at a time like this, I know that much. How do we wake him up? Ah. Yeah, I had to catch up on the raids and Alliance raid over the past couple of weeks. Turned soul to his body, but where'd it go, and what's it doing there? I think it's gone to a world wholly unlike ours, but still slightly like ours. World of contrast. Probably one of the first to become the Gentleman of Darkness, as you do. She's not gonna get it either way, so... I see, right. Can you go there? Yes, I can, actually. Great, in that case, I'll leave the soul searching to you. sure this goes out the saying, once you arrive at the otherworldly world, look for a place that smells of mystery and intrigue and chat with people there. That's standard agent of inquiry protocol. Oh, and since this is Inspector Hildibrand we're talking, doesn't be surprised if we find him asleep or having forgotten a thing or two. Yeah, that's about normal here. Not to worry, I prepared my traditional medicine just in case. Just don't hesitate to use it. Do take care of it there. Oh, but do be careful of the new raids. I probably shouldn't be surprised, but apparently quite a few people like the new the new boss character. All right. Oh, what? This doesn't use the glamour I usually have. Usually it's the where is it? Oh no, it's on the glamour plate. Here we are. Yeah, I was wondering what was the deal was here. I usually always use the edge of the goddess, the Sophia Greatsword, because I like the black and gold contrast. Strange as it is, I'm not a big fan of the... You know, I used to main ninja during, was it... yeah, during Heaven's Ward, but when Stormblood came, I ended up swapping over to Red Mage, and was that for, Shadowbringers. Alright, let's see here. Realm Reborn Relic. Not worth. Yeah, the Realm Reborn Relics are really rough to get. I got the Realm Reborn Relic when it was new, and let me tell you that those were probably some of the most grindy ones ever. I mean, the Atmos step in particular was rather famous because the drops straight up wouldn't drop. That's a bit weird to say it like that, but you get what I mean, you know? I probably should have teleported here, but who cares? Lost on what to do. There's some instructions on how to get the Realm Reborn Relic, but a lot of the stuff from Realm Reborn were very experimental since the game was redone from the 1.0 on a rather tight schedule, and you could tell they were basically flying by the seat of their pants. You right now? Lost to do. Oh. Wish I had some advice. Is some. Right now, I mostly just want to unlock everything here, so let's see here. Welcome back, friend. I'd offer you a pint, but my barman sense tells me that's not why you're here. Tribe quests are a bit of a pain. They can be. I've been working on the Laporte ones lately. In fact, you probably saw I already have a lot of those ready. As soon as I finish the part 1 for this, I was thinking I might just finish that off so that I get the next part of the story on stream, since I've done the others in the past couple of VODs as well. Sorry, this ranger's gone missing. Sorry to hear that. Plenty of travelers pass through these parts. Would you mind describing the fellow to me? Burly, wears a monocle, well-meaning idiot. Every detail helps, after all. Yes, that sounds familiar. Mind you, I didn't see it myself, but I do believe one of the bounty hunters spied a man while you were all battling the horde of spectral warriors. All I gotta do is the bunnies. Yeah, the bunnies are the one I'm doing right now. There's someone who wishes to speak with you. Go. Oh, that's so. Make us quick. The jailer's gonna drink its shelf. Oh, that's the guy from the, Oh, Goda. If it ain't Goda, what brings it back to our neck of the woods? Yeah, he's the one who handled the healer role quest. I'm guessing that's a pretty big deal. It's Realm Reborn Tribe Mask on Reaper. I like wear the Realm Reborn Tribe Mask on Reaper because it looks good. Yeah, Reaper has a lot of good options, especially if you have... It's a shame almost all of it goes away when you enter the super mode, though. Now that you mention... Oh, now that you mention it, I did see someone like that back there on the battlefield after you ran off to do more hero work. First thought he was going to attack me like the rest of the spirit what's-its, but no, he just stood there striking a pose, trying to scare and seduce me. Damn if I could tell what was going on. Still, he was glowing, and I was about to take chances, so I said, hey, buzz of ghosts and send him packing. Probably sent him flying, didn't he? Did he die, you ask? Which I say, what am I, a Chorgan? Which I... Also, I kept my mug waiting long enough. Good talk. Now, the Lalafell are basically just beardless dwarves. Could it be the Warrior of Darkness? I thought it was your voice, but I was convinced my ears were playing tricks on me. It's good to see you again. Oh, I didn't mean to eavesdrop. We overheard you discussing that renegade poser. We've been searching for him for some time now. Really? There have been sightings in Lakeland, you see. Von Ard and I have been tasked with getting to the bottom of it. We have little in the way of useful information, though. All we know is what appears without warning and strikes a disturbing pose. It does not cause any harm if you discount the shock of a strange man gesticulating in your general direction, that is. Nevertheless, we're worried his behavior might escalate. Have you been tasked with apprehending the miscreant as well? Not quite, Von Ard. Code has come to track down a missing friend, actually. Your miscreant, I regret to say, might actually be my friend. If the man you're looking for might be one the same, why not work together? Between the three of you, you're bound to have better luck. It would be an honor and great help. We're about to leave to gather testimony as it happens. Come and join us in Solid as you're finished here. We'll solve this mystery in no time. And the Crystarium was a really big surprise when he came here. During a lot of the Realm Reborn stuff, a lot of the artwork and screenshots and stuff seem to have a, what? A what? Oh, I appreciate it, but I can't accept that. It's I'm just streaming here for fun. I don't need to worry about money or anything like that. But I appreciate the offer. Oh my. This is in Lakeland. Alright, I can probably exit here and make it more easily, huh? I guess it depends if there's gonna be a fight from this quest line or not. I don't know if there is, but sometimes there are. They're usually pure story, but not always. The one in Heavensward had no fights whatsoever, but the one in Stormblood did, for example. The one in Realm Reborn actually had quite a few special fights tied to it, but that's because it was largely an experiment. As I said, a lot of the Realm Reborn stuff was definitely them throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks before figuring out what they wanted to do and then continue on. Which is why a lot of the Heavensward stuff is typically a lot more refined. And of course that does include stuff like the Relic. The Relic was some of the biggest grinds you could ever, the game's ever had, but nowadays Alright then. Alright, well thanks for stopping by, Ellie. Hope you had a good time. I'm probably going to continue these, and then, well, once I complete the first part of the quest here, I'll probably do the next part of the Laporte's quest here myself. Oh, that fellow. I'm sure. Saw him the other day over at Clear Melt. I had one too many libations after my bath and ended up wandering to the forest. Before I knew it, the sun was dipping low and the sky turned dark. I was beginning to wonder if I'd ever make it home. Then I felt a gentle tug of my arm. Would you believe it? An odd man led me out of the forest and sent me back on the road. I thanked him profusely, but he said nothing in reply and just struck the pose and walked off. Yep, looks like he's come here and become the Gentleman of Darkness. As you do. See him? You bet I did. I was crossing out of the forest of Lost Shepherd. Find my way to deliver fish, the also imperative. Out of nowhere, an odd man leapt in front of me. I thought he was a bandit, but then he abruptly turned aside and curled his neck. Not sure what I would do. I suppose I can do the new stuff. And my general advice for playing this game is to find a handful of things you can want to do. Don't hyper-focus one specific. A bunch of different... But not playing a long time, gonna suck. My advice would be to take a step forward. Start with the content you haven't done, especially for dungeons stuff, and then move upward from there. Oh, focus on the card grind. See. And mostly, the reason I suggest it is because if you hyper-focus one specific thing, like just grinding to gear up your main, that's going to happen a bit sooner than you might expect, so it's good to have some backups. Actually, I'm missing 30 for the mount. Ooh, good luck then. Yeah, I need to complete... I'll have almost all the beast tribes complete. It's good that I've been mostly doing each one in the expansions in which they were introduced, because that means I don't have to worry about the tribe quest limitation each day from being a problem. If you have to go through back, you have to really pick which ones you want to get done. But hey, I'm not sure how to describe it, but I've always found a personal Zen-like experience just doing the mindless grinding for the reputations in this game. Well, in general, because I also enjoyed the quote-unquote enjoyed the reputation grinds in World of Warcraft when I tried that a couple of years ago. I don't know, it was baffling when I realized I wasn't doing anything else. Scared tank again? I know exactly how that feels. I'm probably... If I were to... Still, I usually tank whenever I'm not using a DPS because I don't feel... I'm not feeling healer as much, or at least I usually don't. I was using Gunbreaker a lot previously, but I'll probably go with Dark Knight if I do it again, simply because Dark Knight is a lot easier to get done. It's not bad at all, though. There's definitely some reward from the rotation that Gunbreaker has, but it's also a lot easier to screw up and mess up there. Mess up the rotation and lose a lot of damage. Raids and Alliance raids? Sure, if you want. I'm gonna be playing this again, so we can talk about that a bit later if you want. Dang, I forgot just how good the music in Shadowbringers was. Never did the Makai thing, not sure if the mounts are still there. Oh, those are PvP. Yeah, if you're talking about Makai Master, the title I have right now, that's from a PvP event. I think it's still going on. Sure. Sullen woman. Oh, he sounds like I went up eating mushrooms before. He spoke to me. I was by form, but he only wanted to warn me that fell beasts lurk, and I should be wary. Contrary appearances, he was actually quite gentle. Yep, he has become the gentleman of our... The Makai event, yeah, it was functionally permanent content. It was introduced in early Heavensward. It ended around the middle time of Shadowbringers, and they brought it back in Endwalker, so for all intents and purposes, it has effectively been permanent content. It's just me or the stream lagging. I think the stream's lagging because I was alt-tabbed out. Sorry about that. Oh. No, it's actually listed as unstable. I don't want to fight the Knuckle. That's a hunt quest target. I don't have the quest for it, so let's ignore him. You said go into battle? Okay, let me do that real quick. I don't even have to attack. The auto attack's doing the job. Oops, a bit too strong. Yeah, it's a pretty intense music for just a generic enemy. let's speak with the buddy here. It's unstable still. I'll keep an eye on it. Let me try something here real quick before I continue the quest. To be honest, I'm not sure what to make of all this. Let me fix this real quick here. Forward and back and forward and buying the cruise chaser was a mistake, but also epic. Yeah, I know what you mean there. Alright, let me just try and mess with something here real quick. I'm doing this on stream instead of off stream because I'm a very professional streamer, as you can see. Summer event is still active? It should be. Let me check the Steam page real quick to make sure. Yes, the Moonfire Fair is August 10th to August 26th, so it's almost over. I would recommend heading over to... It starts in Limsa Laments, I believe, if you haven't done it already, so... Yeah, you'll definitely want to do that before the event ends to get the Common Rider outfit before it leaves. Also, I adjusted the stream a bit, so let me know if... Alright. Well, just remember, later can't be more than a couple days, because it ends the 26th, because the next seasonal event's coming. Finish questioning the locals. Were you able to learn anything? Alright. Let me know if it destabilizes. I decided to try something else, see if this helps. Magic trick's an epic emote. Alright, no, I suppose calls no harm. He's helped people. So he's a gentleman, albeit a suspicious one. Something of a contradiction, you might say. But there's no reason to doubt what we've heard. Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry, I usually have to have the link block active or else, Neat techwear? Sorry about that. Like I said, sometimes I get spammers here and I need to have the link block active. Just to be safe. One seems to encounter a forest left shepherd, right? And then next, shall we? Now, I believe the rabbit tribal question. Well, it's DMT. Thank you very much. I might have to wait until after the stream to get to it, though. I can't keep. I probably shouldn't keep interrupting too much here. Oh, bit of frame lag. Darn. It says here that it's stabilized a bit. Yeah, it says it was a while ago it said warning unstable, so I adjusted a couple things and now it says excellent, so hopefully it'll stabilize in a moment. On the other hand, some folks argue suspicious gentleman's more dangerous than a criminal that's more blatant in his villainy. His gentlemanliness could very well be a ruse to mask evil intents. Well, here we are, but how exactly we're supposed to begin our search? These woods are, well, woods. Leave it to me, I'm an experienced tracker. Got a plan, do you? Be it for me to doubt the warrior of our line, we'll back you up to the best of our ability. Perform the Manderville Mambo. Oh, I remember these. Oh man, which is gonna be more fun? Let's go with the old classic. The dance you get from doing his questline, Realm Reborn. I love those reactions. They're all doing it now. Hark, what familiar gentle gyrations are these? It's so dumb. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, you mentioned your game is modded. I haven't messed with mine too much, but I know there's quite a few. Wait, what? May or may not forgot to turn off an emote. Okay, honestly, the base paint is the least silly part of this. Light Warden, the Forgiven Gentleman. Oh no. It was pretty cool how during Shadowbringers, plenty of people made synergy versions of the protagonist of his characters. You're gonna... Yeah, that's one thing I always loved about Hildibrand. You can tell the creators were having an absolute blast making it. On your guard, it's a Sin Eater. No, wait, that's no Sin Eater. It's Hildibrand. Hildibrand. Who is this Hildibrand we speak? I am Forgiven Gentleman, Devourer of Sins, Light Warden Extraordinaire. No Sin Eater, Hildibrand, Gentleman Inspector. You might occasionally moonlight a zombie. You might occasionally moonlight as a zombie overlord, but trust me, you're a Gentleman Inspector. Sin Eater Inspector, Sin Eater. You're acquainted with this gentleman. I had to include that one because it's just so hilarious and yet also technically correct. Right then, clearly your friend has been through a lot. How to get through his head that he's a Sin Eater? Is there no way to bring back his memories? I can think of a way. Bomb. Explosives? We're still trying to save him, correct? I like how our character is just doing it all in stride. Well, after this long, it would make sense. Volleyball with an explosive. Spike. I think it's called Spike. You know, Hildibrand's always fun when they can. Wicked, why did we kill him? No, don't you worry. This is his normal. Us. Echoed. I had resigned myself to Nashu's ungentle methodology. I had resigned myself to Nashu's ungentle methodology, but you too, my brutish friend? Sorry, I'm a strength-based class right now. So int's probably my dump stat, if I had to guess. But never mind that. I do not recall the world being quite so, purple. Previously, I was with Nashu and Greg, wandering the bizarre, shadowy realm known as the Interspectorial Rift. Ah, I'm gonna use the Echo to see. Oh, right, they have the effect too, thanks to the patch storyline. Alright, so during the, when Elidibus was reminding people of the final days, so that's when he appeared. Right, they did say he first showed up during the Gauntlet of Heroes. Where am I? Who am I? One of the dwarves. Ah, that was him! Ah, right, this is where our buddy first met him. Although I guess this was before I did the healer role quest. Well, of course it would have to be. This was minor spoiler. He only takes off his helmet after you complete the healer role quest. Well, that's sickeningly light, that aggressive posturing. I know what you are. You're one of them, aren't you? What you need is a good old-fashioned dwarven decking! I only really raise my healers because I want the titles for maxing out all mage classes, so... I believe white and black mage are the last two I need to max out. They look like goofy Gmod memes people would make, and I absolutely love it. So there's a bit of a time skip. Likely after I defeated Elidibus, I imagine. A Sin-Eater's being defeated by twerking. Not an expected way to defeat them, but I'll have to keep that in mind in case I need to do it myself sometime. Run for your lives, the Sin-Eater. Shut. Sin-Eater? Alright, they have the Echo Blessing like I do, so they can also see the past. I'll be damned, I saw a vision of the man's past. No wonder he became convinced he was a Sin-Eater. I saw it too. It was quite possibly the most ridiculous memory I've ever glimpsed. Yeah, that's kind of what you're getting with this. And to me, my faithful assistant, where are we? And why is it so purple? This might take a bit to explain. First, the first what? Are you telling me someone traveled to an entirely different world? Yes, actually, precisely. I can see the past all point of view, and it's not from their eyes. Well, yeah, they did explain it, Endwalker. We specifically see a past of that particular area from the person. It's not always from the person perspective, but sometimes it is. But it's both the area and the person we get the memories from that matter. So both location and person are needed. So we can't say a bit difficult to glimpse something we're not in the same general vicinity for. I think so anyway. It's been a while. But yeah. Endwalker does at least do its job of fully explaining pretty much everything. Even the Pandemonium Raid finally explains a few things remaining, including La Habrea's past, what the Heart of Sabek really is, and all that. Although, do be careful, as I said, the final boss, for some reason, has a surprising amount of popularity, given they aren't present for the entire raid, like, say, Omega or Bahamut were. I gotta be careful. Am I gonna die? No, but you might start thinking, I can fix them. Good God. Think that I've transcended the very boundaries of time and space. But worry not, my adoring fans. Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, will return to you forthwith. My island is on fire. Very relatable problem. Well, if nothing else, you can sit in there and be, well, this is fine. Explosion, dwarven deckings. There's nothing this man can't withstand. I can't help but feel that this is not what the Echo was intended for. A soulful reunion. Back and full of spectral beings. Well, I've enjoyed what time I've spent in this far-flung first that I can remember. We should be getting back to our own world soon. Would you happen to know how we might go about doing that? Restore my soul with this spirit vessel. Say no more, your cursory description is more than enough for me to grasp the concept completely. It's not unlike brewing a perfect cup of coffee, which means our task is clear. We require the services of a skillful soul sommelier. I know one named Becklug. I'm glad they did. They did in the sense. Yeah, the Shadowbringers proper didn't have a Hildibrand quest, I don't believe, but I guess they're making up for lost time by having him here too. Alright, see you later, Ellie. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you had a good time. Alright, not sure. I'm not sure what you're plotting to do with souls, but if you require Becklug's assistance, we can help. Aye, they made us time again. I reckon they could do the same for your friend here. Come with us to the Cabinet of Curiosity. I'm kind of surprised Bobus from Final Fantasy Tactics Advance didn't make a cameo. There's only a handful of named New Mao characters that are recurring, and I thought they'd choose him for sure. Oh well. Now let's see here. Though I'm eager to return home, I will miss this strange world. Perhaps we can visit again someday. Sure, there are cases here that require my preeminent powers of deduction. Seeing as friend of the Warrior of Darkness himself, I should have known, but this Hildibrand is no ordinary man. If you're ready, I'll call for him. Ah, the genius soul Somali. Oh, you've come highly recommended by Kota, and what a adorable puppy you have. So what? Puppy? I beg your pardon, there seems to be some confusion. Who's Puppy? Who is this imbecile, Kota? I have half a mind to make him dig a hole so I can throw him in it. I presume he's a friend of yours, and one in need, no less. For better or worse, yes. What? Another friend's to be sent back to the source? I forgot how complex and difficult it was to do last time. May you waltz in here and ask a favor with the air of one shopping for a new hat? His case is no different from the others, at least. He is present only in soul, as it were. I will need another spirit vessel, of course. You don't happen to have one on you already, do you? Trusted you by the crystal exile, you say? If only he knew how you were using it. Fortunately, I have a proxy on hand, so we'll be using it to treat... We've been using it to treat patients at risk of transforming into eaters, but I suppose it'll do for a change of pace. There's however one concern. In case I didn't make it clear before, the process can place a great strain upon one's soul. If he's lacking resilience, there's a chance he will not survive, that his very essence will be sent asunder. After what he's lived through, I find it implausibly anticlimactic for him to be able to just die like that. Ah, Kota knows me all too well. I assure you, my good Smaller, who is most certainly not a dog, you don't need to worry for Hildibrand, Hildor, Maximilian Mandeville. Yes, I get the distinct impression the gods themselves could not kill him if they tried, and they have. Come along then. Hildy, I can't be bothered to remember that name. 1,000 thanks. Simply point me the soul siphon and I shall hop right in. The rest of you can wait here. I promise I won't hurt him, no matter how much I might be tempted. This quest has barely started, I'm loving every moment of it. You'll be pleased to know the process was smooth and uneventful. Honestly, I was hoping for more of a challenge. All you need to do is take a spirit vessel back to the source and bring it in contact with his corporal body. You should awaken immediately with his soul and memories all intact. If there's nothing else, Vonard and I should be getting back to our duties. It was a pleasure, Coda, if all too brief. I won't pretend I understood even a fraction of what happened, but I'm glad I was there for it. Till we meet again. Rest assured, Thayer and I will be doing our damnedest to look after the people here in your absence. Coda, to think that you are hiding something so enormous as the potential to end all life. For your deceit, I shall give you peace of my mind, but I understand you meant well. Therefore, as a fitting payment for seeing you hale and whole, I may overlook it this once. Now, off with you before I change my mind. Our work on a tome chronicling events from the flood proceeds slowly but surely. Perhaps the most ambitious project I've dared to take, but I consider my mission to preserve our collective experiences of prosperity. That was pretty brief, but then again, that's Hildibrand for you. Things are never in any way, shape, or form going to be normal, for lack of a better term, I guess. Guess I can't exactly sit here and pretend our protagonist's life is the gold standard for this universe. You're back and not a moment too soon. We have an emergency on our hands. Gentlemanly spirit vessel. A greatly blowing spirit vessel currently houses the resolute spirit of Inspector Hildibrand. Inspector Solness, you say? That's great. We have another problem. His body's gone missing. We went to the market to do some shopping, and when we came back, he was nowhere to be seen. I double-checked every floor before we left, but there's nothing to suggest anyone forced their way in. We got a case in our hands. The case of the evaporating inspector. We must begin our investigation once. Come, we must start looking for witnesses. Normally I'd say soulless body can't get up and walk away, but then I remember this is Hildibrand, so that's probably exactly what happened. Does anyone get carried out? I was too distracted with stock taking to make note of any comings or goings. Sorry, I can't be of more help. Yeah, dubious individual. Yes, this is the most distressing situation indeed. Everything you know, the inspector's life is in jeopardy. Dubious individual. I didn't see any man get carried out of that house, no. But I did see a man carrying an unusually large sack, so heavy he strained to lift it. Didn't think much of a time, but now they mention it was a bit suspicious. Crap, our buddy from the last story probably took it. Ah, there you are. The man has had vital information that will help us in our investigation. A pleasure to make your acquaintance. I am Delian, editor-in-chief of the Thavatnarian Truth, a monthly publication devoted to exploring unexplained, otherworldly phenomena of our isle. Your companion shared with me news of your friend's disappearance and I happen to know precisely who was behind the incident, but I fear you may not like the answer, for the kidnapper is now the star. They come from the heavens, the great expanse. They descend to curious saucer-shaped airships to study our world. The society buildings are very bodies. You shudder, no doubt, as you realize, to speak the truth, it couldn't be. But it's true, as Spectre has been abducted by aliens. Oh, well, I guess I've messed more than a few on this journey, so... Oh, but it'll be fine, you ask yourself. After all, they want to understand us better, you poor deluded child. Well, they do. But they do... That they do, but to what end? That they might take over our world. I guess if they want to, that's another notch on my scythe. What's worse, they plot to do so with the aid of collaborators, for the Sharians are in league, or their would-be overlords, providing the aliens information of vulnerabilities in exchange for the position of wealth in our regime. Final Days was also the work of these aliens in an attempt to sow chaos our world would be easy to conquer. Blessedly it was thwarted, if only by dumb luck, as though the thwarting were unaware of the true nature of the threat. Well, I suppose you might be right there. I had hoped the setback would discourage aliens from coming back, if not move them to abandon, but it seems events have only emboldened them as they're carrying out abductions in Razahan. Even as speak, your friend lays prone in a sterile bed at their base on the surface of the moon, and they poke and probe him with an inscrutable instrument as their floppy wiggle and fiendish delight. Ah, I've said too much. Let's continue investigation of the secret fate of our world's stake. He means the Laports. He's talking about the Laports, isn't he? Oh no, that's not awful. We have to go to the moon and save the Inspector at once. I think it was a few materia short of a full meld. So you don't think the imposter's getting probed? But if not, then who's probing him? A man carrying a suspiciously large sack. Well, that sounds promising. Maybe someone else could tell us more. Someone up ahead may have seen something. Let's ask around. Ah, a new follower minigame thing. Anyone could lead us to Inspector Hildibrand, that man with large sack. I know it. Santa Claus! I should have known he was up to something all these years. Discuss the arse. Frank and his family are the nicest people. They've got such gentle eyes and long snouts, longer than anyone I've ever met. Now, the sack indeed. I couldn't help but take note of him as he passed, trying so very to be inconspicuous as he was. He descended to Arsdal's path and went over the fountain, where he met with a merchant. Such a hefty sack, my mind was racing with the possibilities of what it might contain. That had to be our man, right? We need to hunt down the merchant. Asdal's Peace. Within this mausoleum is interred immortal remains of Asdal, leader of the Ori tribe which sailed to Thavnir from the mainland, who had joined the might of his people with the Arksador, as Alzadal tipped the scales against the Gajasura, bringing an end to the war between the Matonga tribes. Discuss the fountain. It's incredible, isn't it? It reminds me of the grand statue of Lord Godbird at the Gold Saucer. Once the inspector's back on his feet, we'll have to show him. Man with a large sack. Ha, you bet I saw him. In fact, I sold him my chocobo. At first, I told him to get lost, that bird and I go way back, so forth, but he was in a hurry, and his offer was very generous. When in my line of work, you can't afford to be sentimental. I could afford to buy a whole stable worth of chocobos. You say where he's planning to go next? He was muttering something about going to sell at Wind's Welcome in a hurry. Probably desperate for he's desperate for chocobo. It's a long way to go on foot, never mind the sack. Did you hear that? We need to get to Solon's Welcome right away. Do, do, do. Here we are, which means mysterious man with mysterious sacrifice be near. Keep your eyes peeled. Over there, that man's definitely up to no good. I don't think that's him, is it? Maybe he's waiting for spirits so we can stay out of sight and watch what happens. I'm not really a stealth class right now, but I guess I could do something like that. Yep. I guess waiting all day wasn't a bad idea. Or all night, rather. Mr. Cabra, but expressly said he'd put his evil schemes behind him. He wouldn't lie, would he? This is what happens when you don't do a sense motive roll. The goods appear to be none worse for wear. Very well, you're as promised. My client will be most pleased. Interesting, he's working specifically for someone. Interesting. Oh no, he's gonna feed the inspector the giant sea monster? It's not a sea monster. Is an honor as always, Dr. Lugay. Lugie? Lugay? Lugay him. I have faith this specimen will meet your satisfaction. So this is one of the strongest, most resilient in the world, the Mandeville Man. None other. He has weathered countless explosions, a multitude of martial abuses, including devastating suplex that I myself witnessed. It's even said he survived a journey to Dalmon itself, survived the Lesser Moon's fall with nary scratch. Most fortunately for us, he's fallen into a coma from which I am sure he will never awake. Free to do so with his body as you please. Hey, the mightiest of warriors, even the mightiest of warriors cannot fight while asleep. Those meddlers may have gotten the better of me and my beautiful boy in the Tower of Babil, but my next child will be all but invincible. And this body of mine, with this body of mine to command, I will exact bloody, glorious revenge. Forgive my boldness, Doctor, but when might I expect the rest of my payments? I do, after all, have debts that must be repaid. Worry not, the Telflor with the Telephoroi gone for good. The vast fortune of House Brutus is entirely at my disposal. I shall shower you with wealth, my loyal minion. I'll gladly expect the spoils, Doctor, and resolve to renounce my wicked way. Never to renounce my wicked ways, for surely this time I shall suffer no comeuppance. Hey, buddies. It's me, comeuppance. No, not you, not now. I must away. Of course you do that. This is what I get for not wearing a helmet. I wanted to go with the tiara for the full pretty boy because, you know, Final Fantasy, you gotta stick to the theme, you know, but... Wait, doctor, my payment. Wake up, Inspector. She's always had a good throwing arm. This should never work, but that's also why I have much more confidence that it will. What could it be? The world's no longer purple. Stop moving, damn you. You're supposed to be in a comatose centerpiece of my glorious revenge. Let me guess, that's a self-destruct button, isn't it? Of course, it only fires off the one. Mommy! It only fires the one he's actually on. Not again! Mhm. Buttons. Ooh, what does this button do? Reignite. I'd suggest I could jump up and try and slice it, but that would only work with certain jobs. Dragoon would also probably be pretty good for that. Kiss. I say, that was a rather drastic series of events to awaken to, but more importantly, after a brief detour, I found myself in my own world once more. My most sincere apologies for causing you such trouble, my loyal assistants, but rejoice, for Hildibrand, Age of Inquiry, Inspector and Scored Extraordinaire, has made his triumphant return. Wait, that guy was right. It's the Laportes, isn't it? Alright, well, we know where they live. I just have to knock on their door and ask them to give back the abductees. He's swimming through the tractor beam. Wait, Inspector! I knew it, an alien abduction. To think I would have a chance to witness one with my own eyes. This month's issue of the Navnarian Truth shall be the best one yet. Just when I thought we finally had the Inspector back, off he went. Then he came back and floated off again. I know, it's not the first time he's taken off to the skies without warning, but still, it's always a little disappointing. No use in crying over inspectors, let's return to Razat Han. There's Nashu again. Oh, Inspector! Why have you left me again, and where have you gone? No, this won't do. Get together, Nashu. There's a case to be solved. Just you wait, Inspector. Your loyal assistant will solve the mystery of your disappearance again. And don't you worry, Coda. As soon as I have a new lead, you'll be the first to know. Till next time. Meanwhile, in Mare Lamentorium. Luckily, I did a decent amount of grinding of fates in this area, so I do have the increased mount speed. I should be able to do the quest fairly quickly. Ah, that's adorable. Hildibrand quest with do explosive and crime, like the case of life. Dashing debonair, pure gentleman's hair, age of inquiry, justice, Inspector. Took the Lalafell. So, like one of those detective shows, I guess. Nashu awaits your approach like a brief butterfly briefly poised to set off a hurricane. Coda, I have a new lead, and just as I promised, you'll be the first to know. Before I get into details, though, I should give back your soul container. Give it a good scrub first, of course. Being the gentleman he is, I'm sure the inspector wouldn't want to leave any lingering spiritual odors. That's appreciated, I'm sure. There, now I can listen to my findings without having distracting thoughts like, where's Nashu going to give me back my soul container? Now, as far as... Alright, this implies to me that the soul container is going to be... We have it, even if we use it for another thing later on. Now, as far as the lead I mentioned, article and found an article on alien abduction. The way it describes almost of a man. Oh, I was disconnected for a bit. Unfortunate, but it looks like we are reconnected. Alright, you didn't miss much. It looks like it... When did it cut off? Alright, it looks like it was shortly after she told us about the Thavnarian truth, so it's not too bad. The good news is we're in good shape then. And all we did was... All that really happened was I was given a choice between telling her not to trust all crackpot theories and just, sure, let's go with the moon. I decided to go with, yeah, let's go with the moon, because, well, this is Hildibrand. It's gonna be the more ridiculous option. Plus, it's not like we have any better leads. Oh, it's much colder than I remember. I sure hope this lunar gate is close. Tower of Babel. In that big spooky spire? Well, we definitely shouldn't get lost on the way there. Let's get moving. There are probably faster ways to teleport there, but it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna fly and enjoy the ride. I should probably do more fate grinding, just because that's how you unlock the mount speed increases. I was mostly doing it on the moon to help grind up one of my classes that's behind. It was White Mage, actually. Let me show. Yeah. As you can see, White Mage is close to maxing out. Then I just need Black Mage, and then I'll officially have gotten all the magic jobs maxed out. Except Blue Mage, but Blue Mage is kind of a special case. That doesn't follow the regular rules, so I can't really treat it the same. I think it's not treated the same as the others in terms of achievements either. Actually, I could check real quick. Let's see here. Life of Adventure. Oh, character, general. Here we are. Mastering War, Mastering Magic. Here we are. Life of Adventure, Mastering Magic. Yeah, as you can see, Mastering Magic here doesn't require you to do Blue Mage. It is exempt from these, although there are still quests that would prefer that you complete them. So, yeah. Migratory Plume. So, yeah, if I want Life of Adventure, I definitely need to push it here. Oh, right. The reason I haven't gotten these Mastering Life Adventures is because, while I have Mastering Magic, well, you can see it here. I have been severely neglecting a number of my jobs. Paladin and Warrior, I never really got into too much. Monk is my least favorite melee. But the others I probably will do over time. In fact, I'll probably have to do the Samurai eventually. It's not bad after the changes. Don't get me wrong, it's just, I guess, not... I guess I just haven't been feeling it. So, this thing will send us to the moon just like that. Courage, Nashu. The world's in grave danger, and people deserve to know. I have to reach the moon so I can expose the truth. As I've explained to you twice already, I only allow the passage for our travelers, which you are not. To them, aren't you? Aliens have infiltrated every layer of a society. What blazes are you talking on? Damascus, born and raised. Oh look, it's Delarian, the editor-in-briefs. It's supposed to be editor-in-chief, but she keeps getting all the names and titles wrong. That's duly an editor-in-chief, thank you very much. And you are friends of the abducted, I believe? But greetings, are you acquainted with this man by any chance? He exposited in my direction. Once. You may smack it. Once. Ah, that was an F-I'd wager. He has trouble written all over him. Coda, as in Coda, the slayer of God, savior of Ishgard, Liberary provinces, a stealer of pants. How could I also recognize such an unbelievably famous vigil? As champion of the people, you have a duty to lead us through this fact strangle point. We cannot let your comrade's abduction go unresolved. He needs you, and the world needs my next article. Honestly, I don't want to let him through, but this is Hildibrand. It won't work unless I do. Believe he was taking the moon? Certainly sounds like an emergency to me. Your acquaintance here seems sincere in his desire to help, so I'll grant him some special designation to help you once. You may proceed to Nevergate. Mysterious forces thrust us together, and I trust the forces about as much as I trust the obviously compromised his gate. No, leave no moonstone unturned. The truth is up there. The impression now. There, soon I must lead. Come on. Well, all small, funny like. Welcome. If I had known I was receiving so many visitors, I would have sent for more tea. Voice speaking in my head. I don't know the words, but the meaning's clear. Are they wielding psychic powers to brainwash me? Ah, you're right there, friend. Need help with anything particular? Ah, this one speaks our tongue fluently. Learn from the Charlene collaborators, I'd wager. Don't think you'll fool me with your adorable bunny nose and silken ears. I'll print the truth or arrive and beguile my fellow man. You're one of Yurionje's friends, are you? I'm not sure who or what put such odd ideas in your companion's head. Would you mind setting him straight for me? Honestly, I'm still not sure if the boards are not alien invaders. Their adorableness does belie their capacity for shenanigans. Our allies, their misguided attempts to make us live off Karazhan's dead, are not alien invaders, though their adorableness does belie a capacity for shenanigans. They got to you, didn't they? I shouldn't be surprised. I've heard rumors about the disbanded Scions. They formed a secret society, and the truth has become all more secret. May pull our leader strings of the shadows. All right there, mister. I won't... Listen, slander with this slander code over this lovely bunny any longer. You better not libel them either. We actually came in search of Inspector Hildibrand, a dashing gentleman who we think was brought here by a shiny flying saucer. You wouldn't happen to have seen either of them, would you? I'm afraid I've seen neither. Long as it's my duty to keep watch, but the need for constant vigilance has since ended. I've grown accustomed to idleness. It's rather refreshing, really. Anyways, perhaps the Laportes might have observed this man or his abductor. Would have remembered if I had. The others might have seen something, though. Why don't I take you to Best Ways Burrow? You can talk about it yourself. Sounds like a wonderful idea. Please lead the way. Nothing else. I'm getting an eye full of facilities with a bit of mankind. I'll reassure our suspicious friend here. Truth be told, I think he decided what the truth was long before he actually learned any of it, but that's just my thought. Although, don't think I haven't noticed the fact that some of his information was actually correct. Like the fact the Scions are supposedly disbanded, but not actually. Obviously, we have no actual political power anymore, but that's not exactly something that's not exactly something you can easily show. And he's correct that the Laporets had long and floppy ears. And he's also correct that the Charlian Forum was working with them, although to what capacity he's wrong with. I'm guessing this is supposed to reflect how a lot of conspiracies could easily make misinterpretations of stuff. Gods! I knew it, seeing the burrow and its magnificence left your friends speechless. So many bunnies! They could build a forward base of this scale, then what hope does mankind have against them? Full of carrots. This is not a military operation. Do you see cannons or assault craft? We haven't any weaponry at all. Take your time and chat with whomever you like. As for me, I got perfectly innocuous and not so nefarious things to do. Bye now. You had to word it like that, didn't you? Right, let's get on with the investigation. They will now accompany you. Alright. Taking notes on everything in the base. Floor plans, personnel, abstract tree structures. My next issue will expose the entire operation. Honestly, I think they'd like people to know more about their home base. Oh, I just want to nibble on the fuzzy little ears. Well, I suppose she is a cat. Oh, there's a spot here I should probably speak with them in. An aetherite, a convenient tool for meeting the Charlian conspirators, no doubt. Oh, they'll tell you they were an alien invention, but it's really just one of many alien technological received in exchange for undying loyalty. Link pearls too, careful what you say in the private calls, the Charlians are always listening. Look, they even have an aetherite here. Ooh, Stingray. Welcome back, sir. It's good to see you again. I try to make our home more comfortable. Do hope you bring back more of your kind for a visit. Oh, I often stretch my legs out into the stars, but can't say I've noticed anything out of the ordinary. Sorry. Not to worry, we'll try like elsewhere, thank you. Furry-faced liars, the lot of them. Probably had an entire fleet of alien attack craft. That man called me a furry-faced liar. I must have heard him wrong. Nothing way. Look at you, you saved the day, but tomorrow and the day after, and the day after that. Machinery beneath the floor. A propulsion engine. Of course, this is no mere moon. You know, the satellite, which we stand as never a natural celestial body, right? It's a grand fabrication of the ancients. They were in contact with aliens even back then, but the purpose of their ambitious construction eluded us. Until now, it's obvious the moon's a colossal seafaring vessel. Once again, he actually has a lot the right of it, it's just that he's mistaken the purpose and other details. Oh, that's a big fan. It must be hot down there. Leading way. All this need to be. Can't believe the people never came. I have to work so hard to prepare for their arrival too. Lawport promoter. Oh, ever since we built the Excitotron 6000, we got all kinds of people around here. Could you describe your missing friend in a bit more detail? Well, very gentlemanly and dapper. If you look past the most certainly tattered save his clothing. The fashion sense be like eclectic. Their fashion sense be like eclectic. Our visiting adventurers always dressed impeccably. Not to be rude, but I'm feeling your friend would have stood out in the crowd. Probably strapped to a table somewhere as we speak and doing unspeakable experiments. What I gathered so far, the giant alien's a master, and all the smaller Xeno bunnies are artificial, created to serve as the minions of the armies. The harmless appearance is part of the strategy, and let you guard down, then snap, they take you a pack of tiny herbivorous wolves. Dorian has some interesting theories there, doesn't he? Being nibbled to death by a mob of cuddly bunnies doesn't sound like a bad way to go, I suppose. Once you find your friend, you should come back and give the Excitotron a whirl. You'll love it 6000. One thing I did like back when I was playing Warcraft is that the followers you have will actually mount if you yourself mount, but if I do it here, they just vanish. And which seems fine until you remember the quest requires you specifically interact with them or interact with people while they are with you, so leaving way. No, gentlemen in raggedy clothes, I'm afraid, but I did spot an object in flight that I couldn't immediately identify. While I was out gathering materials south of Lair Mamatorium, I presumed some elegant relic with a new species of floating jellyfish. Didn't think too much of it. Oh, now this is promising. Thank you for your time. What is this then? A pod for growing new Xenobunnies? They must plan to produce them in the millions, overwhelm us with sheer fuzzy numbers. How could I have been so blind? Those ears, they're psychic wave generators. People close their precious They lure people close their precious faces, then bam, brainwashed. I figured out aliens to come once the world reads my special edition, your dreams of domination will be done for. Ha. A strange and oddly aggravating man. Is he a friend of yours too? Hey, he thinks he's a friend of the people, but I don't think many people are his friends. Ooh, even Nashu's giving us some burns. Right, let's go out there and find the flying object, which we know is south. That said, I don't think they ever Wait, I'm coming with you. Don't leave me alone with the brainwashing Xeno bunnies. I think Xeno bunny is supposed to be a reference to the xenomorphs from Aliens. Not sure how to describe what I saw, but you'll know when you see it. You know, I don't think they ever answered, though, if the Laporits are actually made out of, for lack of a better term, meat, or if they're made out of hard light. Because we know they're a creation of Heidelin, which means, and she is, of course, a goddess of light. But at the same time, yeah, what I'm guessing what I'm getting at is I don't know how organic they are. Search for the flying object to move the camera and zoom in. Target a likely suspect and then inspect it. Ash, she's interacting with Argo. She's romping around with Argo, already forgetting why she was out here. Well, sounds like a very cat thing to have happen. Delian. He's searching high and low for alien vessels like a true professional. Darn, I can't look at the, There it is. Get over here, if you please. Found the alien craft. Ah, there it is. There it goes. Come on, we can't let it away. We did it, Coda. We found the inspector. Case closed. Horrendous. Only aliens could subject a man to such callous and physical to such a callous and physically implausible fate. Oh. Are my eyes playing tricks on me, or do I see a whole field of planted Hildibrands? Oh, well, delightful surprise to you here, wherever here happens to be. Oh my. What an impressive specimen of a gentleman you are, good sir. Same could be said of you, my good man. An extra progress gentleman's club may be so bold as to join you. Hildibrand, 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 Hildibrand. I like how their names are all being with different punctuation. What in the name of the occult's happening here? Where'd they all come from? The phantom Hildibrands created the reflection of starlight in the swamp gas. Reflection of starlight through swamp gas. Imposters, you mean? Don't worry, I know how to find the real inspector. Bombs. Synthesis Nashu, use your powers of reduction, not destruction. They're also authentic and synchronized. Honestly, I can't tell the difference. We'll look no further, for I am the one and only Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry and Inspector in Court Extraordinaire. One and only, I believe that would be me, good sir. How odd. I think you'll find that I am the original Hildibrand. Oh, I'm more certain than I am Hildibrand. As am I. Could it be we are all Hildibrand? How positively marvelous. I propose we celebrate this auspicious moment with a mob. Only a mob of Mandeville can. What manner of waking nightmare is this? Well, it's good to know he's not one of those people that can't stand himself. Ah, he's remembering the UFO. Oh, they're all remembering. Apologies for the confusion, my friends. I assure you, this time you stand in the presence of the in inimitable Hildibrand Hilidor Maximilian Mandeville. And this diminutive blue chap is my new associate, Master Poo Poo. Another alien species! Of course, you're building a clone army to invade our star. What we stumbled upon was a field test. I do not believe we had the pleasure, my excitable fellow, but I promise you the amicable Mr. Poo Poo has no desire to wage any clone wars. Well, what's this about? Are you telling me you weren't abducted? A simple misunderstanding. Well, at least the Echo will explain this. Possibly. Slightly. Unlikely, if we're completely honest. Oh, what a charming little rascal you are! An offshoot of the Mandragora family, perhaps? Ah, I see. Pleasure to make your acquaintance, Master Poo Poo. And might I inquire as to our current whereabouts? I had but recently reunited with Nashu and Koda, and would clearly appreciate if you could convey me back to my prior location. He's swimming. Splendid. Full speed ahead, my dear fellow. Steady on. Wait, this is not what I had in mind. Oh, I see. Touched something he wasn't supposed to, and this is what happened. My word, you've generated a veritable battalion of identical gentlemen. Surely a world can never safely contain so much pure Mandevillian magnificence. Could you please a chance to reverse the process? Almost creepy when they do it that way. Just fires a bomb at them all. Oh gods, no, not like that! Mommy! So that means there's one that escaped and is still running around here somewhere. Let's conclude Master Poo Poo has no grasp of the common tongue, and his true intentions, while surely peaceful, remain woefully unclear. It was only through frenzied gestures I managed to direct him back here and have him clean up the Mandeville multiplicity incident. I hail from a star, a great distance from here. I came in search of a friend whose communications halted mid-exploration. Okay, the universal translator's working. All this way to aid a comrade in distress, you say? The devotion, determination in your touching story has sunk its hooks into my heart. Fear not, my blue-hued friend, for I, Hildibrand, Age of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, have attached myself to a case like a stubborn barnacle on a kraken's behind. I swear to you here and now, I shall scour all of creation from the deepest pit of the seven hills, the pinnacle of the heavens, for the missing comrade that you so desperately seek. Master Booper's eyes make me feel dizzy, like swirls that go around, 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 around. Entirely new species of alien. The next issue will need to be a special double edition. Tell me, Coda, how are you able to understand Master Poo-Poo's language? I have a universal translator of sorts. Power of echoes. Ah, persistent repetition? Sounds like a Mandeville art of parley. Saying you have extraordinary ability that goes communication? How fascinating. Yes, most fascinating indeed. Pending mysteries aside, I'm glad indeed to be once more in the company of my faithful assistant and stalwart contemporary both. Um, the imperfect gentleman, unfazed by events which shatter the mind of a lesser man, Hildibrand stands ready for his next case. So begins the case of the silent correspondent. I'm not really afraid, but my friend who is somewhere on your star stopped sending me messages. Not a lot to go on. I've spent years investigating the existence of aliens, and recent experiences notwithstanding, they are not that easy to find. Then you don't know Inspector Hildibrand. He'll solve the case as he's solved countless others with unerring perception and panache. Well said, Nashu. I need but relinquish conscious thought to investigative instinct and let the clues flow through me forthwith. Lose yourself into the deductive current, Inspector. You're channeling, aren't you? Contacting a higher power to breach a veiled mystery, another fascinating development. Ah, there, been looking all over. I thought you'd like to know that I spotted the chap we're looking about. Well, Mr. Gentleman with the chattering teeth. I mean, this one, we found him too. Well, this can't be right. I just saw him in the north. He ran the other way when I called out. I don't understand how he could have arrived here before me. I have a feeling, Mr. Bunny, sir, what you saw was imposter. Coda, would you mind asking Mr. Poo-Poo if he was growing any more inspectors on the moon? Yeah, we saw one escape, so we still have the false one to deal with. I only created a single batch, but one did manage to escape the vaporization beam. That individual's behavior is unpredictable, a flaw in the cloning process, I am afraid. A bit concerning to know he just straight up vaporized the clones. Well, this won't do it all. We can have a flawed inspector running around besmirching the Manderville name. Master Poo-Poo, I might ask we hunt down and liquidate my other self as soon as possible. Might we delay the search for your comrade until the deed's done? Imperfect clones of my making, it is only right I redress my mistake first. So begins case of the imposter inspector. Ooh, that does sound exciting. If you don't mind me coming along, I'd like to show you the place where I saw the imposter inspector. Do 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 do. Oh, what's this? Interesting. other nefarious abilities, a so-called amybical alien is hiding. My ship's matter duplication facility is prone to the occasional glitch. I probably should have looked at it. Zzz, snort. It was right around here. I espy with my little eye no dashingly defective gentleman. Can't have made it so far on foot. Why don't we trust the immediate area? Scan the horizon, that sort of thing? I suggest we split up, we cover more ground. Nash, Code, and I would just investigate the west. Alright, I'll take these two and head east. Letting the party again? Are you leaving me with the aliens? Oh, relax, Bright Eyes. We'll have a nice chat and I can dispose of all the strange and conspiratorial notions. Oh, and we can get to know our new friend here. I mean, it's what you wanted, right? Some actual talks with actual aliens. Let's be on our way. Code van, if please. With Coda in the van, if you please. And are they making a Scooby-Doo reference, or? Being on the moon reminds me of the time with Blast all the way Dalamund. I do believe that was a personal best in terms of distance flown. Yeah, that was during the 1.0 quest line. Up in the sky, our world's a big pizza pie, oh so pretty. I do have to be careful because there are, in fact, going to be enemies here. And I can't really well, I'm at level 90. If these things attack me, I should be able to handle them. I see a spot here for talking. Let's, go here. These are technically optional. I can ignore them if I wish, but I don't want to. Discuss the Cradle of Darkness. Down there, they have their very own hot spring. My dear Nashi, what you're observing is not a hot spring, but a natural reservoir of ceruleum. With such a rich resource, no wonder they can afford these paddle resistances. So glad you're dead, Kimmy Professor. I was about to take a quick soak. Behold the sublime vista. 'Tis as if the moon itself breathed, is as if the moon breathed underneath our feet. Oh, look down there. They have their very own hot spring. I guess I can see why they'd mistake that for a hot spring. Hammer stuck truck thinker. Clue. Goldsmithing hammers lodged into the thinker's carcass. It appears to have been dealt a single swift killing blow. Or the bugs grow here big here, don't they? This hammer surely cannot be. Nay, it does not bear thinking about. Come along, nothing to see here. Oh, can they follow me here? Here we are. I guess it wouldn't be too hard for me to give them a lift. Starry sky. Not a single cloud in sight. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen the night sky so clearly. Now that you mention it, it's been nighttime the entire time I've been here. How much longer till dawn breaks, you think? A dazzling display of stars. Hammer struck moose. Another goldsmithing, another killing blow that besparks unparalleled strength. Looks like he's yawning. The hammer stuck to his forehead spoils the effort, though. Cannot be here. Why would he be here? That's goldsmithing tool, isn't it? Does look awfully familiar. And yet completely related, unrelated to our case. Let's keep moving. Trail of fancy footprints. set of gentlemanly tracks lead to the northwest. Ah, and in the sand or in the snow or a half-emerald moon dust, I recognize these fancy footprints anywhere. They're a perfect copy of mine. Our fugitive imposter must be just up ahead. I sense a gentlemanly presence. He's close, very close. No clones in the northeastern quadrant that we could see. That's clever. Mr. Poo Poo can scout for us from the air. Ah, I found me. Why did I flee? Hildy clone. Seems so sad, downcast, very uninspector-like. A flawed creation to be sure, such negative emotions would never mar the heart of a true Mandeville man. There's only one person this could possibly be. Praise the all for his patience to see my beloved Hildy is awoken from his unnatural slumber. It barely missed. Missed. Abandoning my gentleman comrade to save myself, a pride worse than tatters. Is in worse tatters than my maltreated wardrobe. My father have denied unthinkable, unless that is not my son. I'm highly amused that the Fate boss and Argo were also included in runs. Another rescue. I can't slow down. And win. I even just macked. Oh, the nostrils. I know better than to even ask at this point. Now I know I'm dreaming. That can't possibly be real. That's all something we were preparing to welcome the people of the Theres. I almost forgot it was still there. And Kidoo's there. The barrage appears to have stopped, but just look at all this junk. Please be sure to pick up your lid before you leave. The moon belongs to everyone, you know. Oh. Hildibrand, Elidor, Maxima, and Mandeville. How glad I'm to see you up and about. Your mother will be beside herself with joy. I only stand before you thanks to Nashu, who stood ever vigilant at my bedside, and Koto, who ferried my soul back across the rift. My son is indeed blessed with comrades of quality. You have my heartfelt gratitude. To you, Master Poopo, I extend my apologies. In my excitement, I fear I have broken your starship. If there's aught I can do to how it prepares, you need only ask. My vessel experienced temporary malfunction, but there's been no major structural damage. It brings me relief and joy to hear it. And might I have a word, Coda? I actually came to the moon in search of a certain rare ore, and by Thal's good graces, my quest has been successful. The ore, however, is but the first step of a longer saga. Meet me back at Raza Han, and I will explain the role I wish to play. Ah yes, I think it's best we make the journey starwards. We'll not find Master Poo-Poo's friend from up here unless someone packed in extremely efficacious spyglasses. Efficacious spyglass. Anyone? No? Then whom it is? For years I've chased the supernatural and inexplicable, but to encounter so much of it in such a short span of time, my mind still reels in the implications. Yes, I must keep my gaze focused beyond the veil. A chance like this comes only once in a lifetime. Now begins the hard work of compiling my notes into a structured account of events. There's so much to say, I may need to stretch this over several articles. See, I told you I recognize that the hammer's a good inspector, never forgets his tool. You need not worry about the clones that plague you. The vaporization ray disassembles matter on a molecular level. I'm gonna be honest, that sounds rather horrifying. Hello, Stalker. Oh, yes, I'm still here. That alien tried to take me away from Miss Nashu, but as you can see, true love has prevailed. I'll be around always, lurking, and keep adoring your eye on most beautiful girl in the world. From a respectable distance, of course. A lovely bit back at the star of my birth, father did not tarry to chat, but said something About returning her the trust employee. Well, we've no time for further familial pleasantries. Nashu and I must devote our mental energies to the case of the silent correspondent. My key inspector sense tells me to begin a search in that direction. Make haste, my companions, for justice waits for no man, not even one who is little and blue. Inspector, wait, can't we make the exception for me? His channeling appears to be remarkably effective. Fascinating, yes, most fascinating indeed. Oh, forgive me, I seem to be laboring under a misconception. After spending time with the Xeno Bunny, it's clear to me that they have no slightest intention of invading our star. They're no threat to us. But he is, you know of whom I speak. Devious Master Poo Poo and his diabolical devices solely for world domination. I shall have to investigate him further, whimsical to learn the intricacies of his plans, but I may require aid, not to mention your interpretation. I'll even pay you a retainer fee, so please, when the time comes, join me in my quest for the truth. Alright. Ah, Kota, my apologies for the wait. Shall we proceed to business, then? The task at hand concerns nothing less than a family legacy. The recreation of historically significant, astronomically magnificent Manderville weapons. They were the design of a distant ancestor, you see. While the originals have long since vanished, the tool containing the secrets of their construction survived. Precious heirloom passed through generations of Mandervilles. Oh, why the sudden passion for weaponsmithing? You're a goldsmith, after all. You are usually known for making accessories. It is true, as a goldsmith, I have little occasion for crafting implements of war. Why this project? Why now, you may ask? Then I shall simply tell you. The tale begins not long ago. I was here at Razahan to discuss a deal with an up-and-coming merchant. The matter of question was an acquisitional proposal. Alas, the talk soured, so I made preparations to part. Then the sky burst into flame. You know all too well what horrors followed. I did my best to defend the citizenry from the beast which spawned, yet I could not save them all. Far too few, in fact. The memory of it haunted me day and night, and I found myself unable to work. But then I heard news of how you and your companions had ventured forth to banish evil at its source. You forged on in the deepest of despair and gave me the courage to do the same. I took a good hard look in the looking glass and asked, what can Godbert Manderville do to safeguard the people of the star? Thus did I realize I have both the knowledge and skill to forge the greatest of weapons, that I might empower others to protect themselves and their fellow man. So I began going down the list, acquiring the necessary materials with single-minded purpose. One of these was a goodly chunk of purest Mandarium ore, a metal found exclusively in meteorites, and that only rarely. I searched high and low, scouring impact sites and consorting with kobolds, all to no avail. Then, when none was to be found in Heidelin itself, I set my sights on the moon, where I at last obtained a sizable sample. Now, to say at last, but the materials goes on. If I'm to collect the rest in timely fashion, I must employ the help of the comrade of quality. When you could spare a moment for adventuring, or aiding my dear son in his inspecting, pray drop a word in my ear for my manservant here. I shall clear my schedule of trivial interruptions, and we can proceed with the recreation of the Manderville weapons forthwith. There's usually one for every patch or two, so I think it's either nearing or it's approaching its conclusion. Meanwhile, elsewhere in Razahan, the mysterious culprits, they always look like this to hide their true identity. Although, do we really need it with that smile making it clear? I think it's, if you've never played this game before, I think like how Danganronpa has that mysterious person to represent the killer. That's actually clever hiding behind them like that. Extremely risky, but also very clever. Dr. Luge's head. Luge's head. Lugi him. Maybe I should pronounce it Lugi. But yeah. You can probably tell who it is by the smile alone, but Sound the alarm, a prisoner's escaping! I mean, with assistance, but they're still escaping all the same. Solid ground, or far out of this world. Truth walk, the weird, absurd. A beloved son, he's second to none. Our agent of inquiry, Hildibrand. Definitely not an alien clone. See you, Inspector. I think it might be good to... Alright, please note that upon completing the quest for Mandeville, you receive a meta weapon for the Reaper. Please ensure you have changed your desired. Well, this is my main, so let's go for it. Make it a Manderville. Master Blue, how wonderful to finally speak with you. Your cooperation in Lord Manderville's weaponsmithing is highly appreciated. Regarding said endeavor, we borrowed a corner of the High Crucible in which to base our crafting station. Would you be so kind as to follow me? I think this is about the halfway point for this Manderville quest, so it might be worthwhile for me. Ah, excellent. An ideal travel location. Our humble base of operations. You'll no doubt be coming back and forth in the days ahead, so I strongly suggest you attune to the city Ethernet if you have not done so already. Otherwise, I trust you're ready to proceed.